Welcome to another episode of Ken TV. I'm Pastor Ken, and we have another great topic for you today, and it's called Listen. Listen. Sometimes we don't know when to listen, and we're talking too much. We don't know when to be quiet and just listen. So we're going to focus on that today. All right? So relax, get ready, and let's go. And I'm back. And we're going to start with listen. All right? Know this, my brothers. Let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger. James 1:19. Now, the reason we are to be slow to speak and slow to anger is because when we are quick to listen to a matter, we won't get so upset when we hear the whole thing. Instead of when we hear a little part of something and then we just go off, oh man, listen to the whole thing. You know, every story has two sides to it. But you listen to the whole matter and then make a righteous judgment and decision off of the whole matter, not just the piece of what you heard, you know. Sometimes we're so quick to jump on one side, and at the end of it all, we see that it wasn't even like that, you know. So we really have to pay attention as men and women of God. We are supposed to pay attention to what we are, our surroundings, everything that we have going on. We're supposed to pay attention to it, because if we don't, you know, we can make the wrong decision. We can really make the wrong decision. So we need to pay attention. Listen to a whole matter before letting your emotions speak for you. And that's what happens a lot of times. Our emotions get the best of us. And we are emotionally driven towards something instead of rationalizing it, you know. Wisdom can't be sought out if your judgment is clouded. And it's hard to make a real righteous and good judgment if your mind is clouded with all kind of ideas and what you believe instead of what's the truth, right? Once you get total understanding of a matter, you can think clearly about what to do. When your reaction is based on emotions, you can't hear God. And see, that's one of the most important things. If you got all of this stuff running through your mind and running through your head, how you going to hear God in that mess? You can't. You can't. And I had a person that had a dream once, and in the dream, he was saying how he was with all his friends in this dream, and they were talking real loud, and he heard this voice that was real soft all the way over in the corner. And I told him that voice was God trying to call out to him, but the things that was around him was too loud. And he kept all of that stuff close to him, and he was further away from God. And what happens in these cases, you know, just like when we got so much animosity in our systems and we're going through so many things, it's hard to hear the voice of reason from God trying to tell you everything will be okay. But you can't hear that because of all the noise, you know. So we really have to pay attention to ourselves. One of the things we need to learn about is our boundaries for ourselves. Know your own boundaries. Know what you can take and know when you are at your wit's end. Because when you do that, then you'll stop and pray for something and get some more understanding, you know? Okay. Listen to God's voice during a crisis is critical to the solution of the matter. So once a matter is out there, God's response and your response to God is critical. As the Holy Scriptures say, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. Now, when we are getting understanding, what are we getting understanding of? The matter? God's wisdom. God's wisdom is what's going to clear the matter. You see? So, with all thy getting of God's wisdom, make sure we get understanding. Because we have to understand God's wisdom in order to use it. Right? And that's Proverbs 4:7. You must have a relationship with God to hear his voice clearly. And that's one of the biggest things that we have going on, that we really need to have a relationship with God so we can hear his voice. We need to have a relationship with God so we can understand his voice, understand what he wants from us, understand who we are, right? Because we need to know who we are too. Seek his wisdom. Listen to his voice and watch how understanding takes over and anger disappears. And that's what you want. You want to make sure that your emotions are in check, and what keeps them in check is the wisdom of God, right? Seek his wisdom, and we have to look for it. Find it in the scriptures. Find his wisdom in the scriptures, and then use it. Use it. Once you understand the voice of God, you'll hear it everywhere, because God is constantly talking to us. A lot of times we don't realize he is because we don't know his voice. So we really need to have that relationship with God to understand the relationship that I have with him. Now, here's the key. Everybody doesn't have the same relationship with God. God has a relationship with every individual. So how God comes to you is not the same as how he comes to me. So you need to find out the relationship with God, how it works. You know, you got to find that out for yourself. And the Bible tells us to read for yourself, because you need to know God in an intimate basis for yourself to understand who he is and what he wants from you. All right? All right. Hope you got something out of that. Hope to see you next time. Please click on the subscribe button and like this video. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments below. All right? All right. Stay faithful and blessed.
Oh.